Yo, good morning, traders, and welcome to Market in the Morning. I noticed my screen looks a little glitchy, a little laggy. Hopefully, everything ends up running fine when I screen share. If you guys have any comments, you want to go over any tickers, let me know in the comments. If you're ready to make some money today, start the week off strong, hit that like button because Market in the Morning starts right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started on some futures. Now, let's get started with gold. I know a lot of gold traders in here. And if you have any questions, don't forget we could also ask Market. That's right, we do have access to that Ask Market terminal. Very cool there as well. And as we see there's even an update here. Look at this. When we have a big move in the market here on our main home screen, it puts a little explain more button right over that when we have those big moves. Guys, good morning. What is up? Happy to see everybody here, guys. Good morning. Drop some good mornings in the chat. We'll get a little intro going. Nothing like markets. Some morning brew and market. Love to see it. Let's see if another negotiation, fake news, plus just after hours closed. Missing out what you're saying on that last and OWTI, yeah, about crude oil trying to break above that 100. Yeah, so let's cover gold. We'll look at oil as well. A lot has happened over the weekend. And we could start, of course, with our high impact tab too. Yemen, this is nothing major for us. Nothing major for us. This is what I think you were talking about. How this urge followers to prepare for all scenarios. To ban Saudi sea navigation from Monday. Okay, so this is nothing that's going to be too crazy. Could impact oil to the upside if they're removing some type of shipping overseas. U.S. pump price crosses $4 again on renewed Middle East energy. This is also something we want to keep an eye on. That makes me want to check oil right away. So let's actually start with oil today. So we get a better understanding of if we have a stronger oil, we should look for that more bearish gold. So right now, what's keeping oil bullish? So day trading bias is slightly bullish right now. We see that right here. Swing trading is still more on the bear side because we have been selling off since, but we do see that we're trying to sort of find that rounding bottom and make our way higher along with those headlines. So direct attacks on Kuwait and regional energy infrastructure. We know that that's going to impact oil and energy. Hormuz shipping disruption risk from U.S.-Iran military escalation. And we could take a look. What's cool, guys, with market is when we're looking at our bias, it says what's supporting our bias. It will give you that brief headline, a brief description, and then it also pulls headlines that were actually from the live news feed that supports that bias. So that's pretty cool right there. We see U.S. pump rise to $4 again. U.S. near all-out war with Iran as troops killed. Wow, that's huge right there. That's something big. Iran Foreign Ministry sees U.S. talks continuing if talks serve nation interests. So unfortunately, at some point, the U.S. was looking for us to take control of the strait, us to get a portion of the strait when it comes to the revenue. All these things, U.S. thinks we have the upper hand. Well, now here's Iran saying, hey, we have the upper hand. This is our Strait of Hormuz. You're on our land. We have the say if the negotiations hold. We have the say if the negotiations fail. So we do have a lot of inconsistencies going on where both sides want to be in control, and yet neither side is really getting that response they're looking for. Yo, Mariri, good morning. Sean, good morning. Yusuf, what's up, brother? Hello. Piyush, good morning. I'm expecting a 10-day ceasefire to hold some weight. Did we get a 10-day ceasefire? Let's check our breaking news. Let's go right to our news feed. Now let's see, breaking news. Breaking news. So you said ceasefire. Let's look up ceasefire. Let's look up ceasefire. Take on gold is definitely going to be a bit more bearish today, depending on where oil is trading at. So I'm not seeing ceasefire in the headlines. Yes, we did. Morning, Kevin and Trey. Yeah, I'm not seeing a ceasefire in the headlines. We'll see if something new comes out, right? Perhaps they come up with a new ceasefire. That's something to keep an eye on in the headlines while we're trading. If we get a headline about a new ceasefire was signed, markets are going to react like crazy. Iran has received the proposal not yet agreed. Yeah, I mean, again, it's going to be up in the air. Senior mediators have proposed a 10-day ceasefire on strikes to find ways to revive U.S. Iran. We'll see, man. We'll see. Search 10, say pause. Search 10, we'll look up 10. See if that comes up. But I do not see. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, pause. Okay. They didn't use the term ceasefire. They used the term pause in that. Good call. Good call. Search 10. Mediators propose 10-day pause in strikes to revive Iran-US deal. We could click the brain icon here, have it explain to us. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. 2 options. Let's do explain, and then we'll click that other option. Clearly, guys, our engineers on the back end were having some fun over the weekend. They're always taking care of stuff. Risk on tilt for global assets, so this would help support a bullish S&P and NASDAQ with a softer safety bid as a proposed 10-day pause in strikes signal potential de-escalation. De-escalation, again, is positive for assets and supply risk relief for the Strait of Hormuz. The main transmission channel is lower tail risk premium in crude and credit. So again, lower on crude off of this headline. This was about 55 minutes ago. We can see where oil's trading right now in regards to that. So look at that 55 minutes ago, guys. Ready? Take the measurement tool. Here's our 55 minutes ago. Look at that reaction markets had to it. And yet, markets could not continue lower. We're back above where we reacted to that headline. So I do want to be a little careful there on oil. Looking at oil on the daily time frame here. And I'm just going to hide my VWAP. So we're going to turn that off on the higher time frames and keep it so it's just visible on the 15-minute time frame and lower. So we see that we have already scaled above previous day high. We even gapped when we opened in the overnight session. Our open price level is over here. Previous day low is down here. If we can remain below previous day low and we're looking for momentum on oil, I'd look to see if it could break back below 81 and head towards that 78. If not, then I'm still more bullish on oil myself. We even see that oil was within this range right here. Look at this. Oil was within this range. We just had our leg out of it. We pulled back. We held it as support. So again, as long as we're above this range, I'd rather be bullish on oil. That's off the technicals and off of some fundamentals too. Now remember, fundamentals are leaning a little in the air, but not too strong for the downside on oil right now. And the reason for that is because the escalations have picked up, and they have picked up for the past few days now. Well, past week or two, really. Elisa, good morning. You ready to hit another banger trade today? 11-1 risk to reward caught by Elisa last Friday. Awesome. Guys, we're going to have a special guest today. We are going to be bringing on the one and only Seb with us, so that will be great. He'll be joining us for the second half of the show. He'll be joining around 9:30. Really exciting stuff, guys. Good to see. Let's check this out. Teach me. What does teach me? Here we go. Look at that. What an update. This headline involves geopolitical risk. This refers to uncertainty and potential disruption to markets and economies caused by political events and instability between countries. These events can include conflicts, trade disputes, or changes in international relations. This is so cool, man. What a dope update. Very cool. Very cool markets. And you know what? Let's go to Ask Market, and let's ask Market, are there any talks of a new ceasefire between or escalations between the US and Iran? Now, guys, remember, this is brand new. So if it doesn't give us something clear, that's fine. They got some stuff to work on, but let's see how it plays out. Here we go. Yes, mediators have proposed a 10-day pause in strikes relieve the US and Iran deal. And then look at that. It pulls up the headlines as well. This is sick, guys. This is absolutely awesome. Awesome, man. Very cool. It searched the headlines. It searched it, pulled up the headlines for us. Show one more. These are all the headlines that are around that mediation, around that 10-day pause. Very cool. Yusuf, what's going on? You didn't hear from me, but Iran has plans to manipulate the market with headlines like U.S. Yeah, be careful. Yeah, that's sort of been the way that markets have been turning around. That U.S. launches new headlines, great, things are positive, boom, things are bad, and it's just up, down, up, down, up, down off those headlines. Now it almost seems like Iran is also trying to step in and have some fun with that market manipulation. So I wonder if they got any big traders over there, other than our homie Yusuf in here, of course. Maybe it's Yusuf that's doing it. Iran taking notes for, yeah, 100%, 100%. They're like, yo, if he can do it, we can do it. Not available yet. Is Ask Market on mobile app? Great question. It's not available on mobile yet. It's not available for the majority of users yet either. This is something that was released internally to give us a try, and to some users as well to get some feedback. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. It will be out very soon. You could ask it about anything. We could ask it, ready? Let's say, how is gold moving today? And we could see, how is gold moving today? Ready? It's thinking, it's responding, reading markets, XAU USD bias, rendering the 1 hour chart. Gold is slightly bullish today, holding above 4,000, currently at 40.33, as disinflation signals and the Iran-US ceasefire proposals offset the oil shock from earlier strikes. The intraday target is 40.85 with pullback support at 39.65. Look at this. What a cool breakdown. It even pulls up the market chart, the terminal, the biases. Sweet. Oh my goodness, guys. This is amazing. I'm super excited for you guys to be able to have your hands on this as well. Very cool there. We'll also be keeping an eye on the dollar today. Now, dollar we see is moving higher, which should support gold to the downside, as we do see gold is moving to the downside. It's currently rejecting VWAP. See how we're below VWAP right here on gold. Let's see. Let's update some of these charts for a moment. Pull this down there. Let's put our VWAP on our XAU USD as well over here. As we see, VWAP is a little different from XAU and GC. GC we're below VWAP. XAU we're struggling to hold above it. I'd see this as more of a rejection. Let's do our technicals, guys. We'll run through some technical analysis. Start with our top-down analysis, of course. Now, guys, I want you to know, and I will make it a bit more clear for you guys as well, that the chart on the left-hand side over here is GC. The chart on the right-hand side over there is XAU USD. So I'm going to be marking both of them out because I know there's some traders in here that trade futures, which is GC. Some of you that trade the Forex equivalent, which is XAU USD. So we're going to mark them both out equally. They will have very similar zones and levels. So we do see right off the bat, what do we have? Previous day high was broken on GC, and previous day high was broken on XAU USD. We are trading back within that range. I would mark out the open price and just see, okay, from this point, do we break back below our open price today? If we break back below our open price, we can look for some more selling pressure to bring us lower to the downside on XAU USD and GC, and that will be supported by a stronger dollar. So let's take a look at the dollar real quick. Look at the dollar over here, the right-hand side over here. Let me get that bigger for you. So guys, this big orange level you see right here, this is sort of my make or break on the dollar right now. So as long as price remains above this area on the dollar, I want to be extra careful with any long positions on gold. Once we can start breaking back down below, though, that will give me more confidence that we're heading into a more neutral to bullish area on gold. But right now, the dollar is very extended. It is near highs that we haven't been to since May 2025. So dollars escalated. We look for a bit more gold continuation to the downside. Check our 4-hour time frame. Now, what you'll notice with the 4-hour time frame, guys, when you're looking at GC versus XAU USD, some of the candles are a little different. Like this recent 4-hour right here, this one over here, in comparison, right? Now, the reason for that is because XAU USD, I believe, is the 24 hours versus GC. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, XAU USD opens at 5, whereas GC opens at 6. So that 1 hour, throws off the entire 4-hour chart. So let's check our 2-hour, see if there's anything relevant. I do see on the 2-hour time frame here on GC, we have this rejection block, right? So we have a rejection near highs. We know our fundamentals are still leaning a bit more bearish on gold. So I would be looking for this 40.26 area to hold as a rejection to bring price lower. 1-hour time frame. Now on the 1-hour time frame, we see it on both of them. We see it on XAU and on GC. So again, this previous day high area is where I'm looking for price to reject on GC, on gold, XAU, USD, whatever you want to call it. 30-minute was also giving us a similar spot, so I would be patient on that. I will say, on the other hand, if we're looking for support somewhere, we do have some support below us right here. We're going to mark this out as our demand. We're going to take a look. I'll let you know right now, Yusuf. It probably is because of the new headline that came out before, where it was talking about the 10-day ceasefire. So that headline alone would, yes, be giving gold a more bullish outlook. Now, a lot of people, especially towards the beginning of the war, were under the impression that, okay, war's going on, we have to move higher on gold. Gold is a safe haven. Now, usually that is the case. However, this war had a very strong direct impact to oil, so that caused a large influx, higher energy prices, and a domino effect there. So a lot of the volume that we would have seen go into gold off of those escalations went into things like the dollar and oil. So that's this type of war, that's this type of market environment right now. We just had another headline right here. Full-scale war of Saudi siege on country not lifted. Okay, nothing really crazy there, at least for the Iran and US situation. So we'll just keep an eye on that too. Let's pull up gold. Yeah, gold does still say slightly bullish. I would want to see all that little liquidity sweeps to the downside get taken out. However, if we can, I'll show you guys. I'm going to pull up gold full screen for a moment. Now, if we do happen to hold, we're making higher highs right here, making higher lows right here. However, what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing a lot of liquidity to the downside, where I see people with stop orders down here if they were long at any point in this run, people with stop losses down here if they were long anytime in this run, and stop losses down here if they were long anytime after that. So I'd want to see gold try to stay range bound, right? Sweep out these lows and then possibly reverse. Now remember, guys, just because the market fundamentals and the buys do say slightly bullish doesn't mean we have to go long right this second, right? Markets can still give us a pullback and give us a better area to enter. Remember, institutions do not want to buy high. Institutions want to give price a much better opportunity to enter at. And if that's the case, we want to be entering with them. Iran, in my opinion, ceasefire until October, then resumes fights to mess around with the elections. Possibly, John. Absolutely. Absolutely. John, Iran is trying to ruin the midterms for Trump because they believe they won't get a relief unless Trump is gone or less power. Yeah, you know, it really is a push-pull right now. It's almost like two people that want to be right at the same time, and neither of them can be, right? So it's definitely a tough point, something for us to keep into consideration. This is what I'm looking for on gold. I do want to find what this big green zone is down here, probably a daily demand zone. And we'll take a look. Now, it's not even here on the 4-hour. Let's see. You know, it was a daily, though. And we broke it already, right? We broke it a couple times here. We broke it once, we broke it twice. So I am going to delete that area. Do not fall in love with zones. Do not marry an area. Price breaks it. Price broke it for a reason. So we are looking to see on the hourly time frame if GC can close sort of where it's at right now. If we get that close, I would look on the next hourly candle to pull back towards that 40-30 area for possible shorts. This would be a short-term short position due to the escalations picking up, and we would be looking to sweep out some lows, possibly a 4-to-1 risk to reward. Hey, appreciate you, Yusuf. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Now, if you do want to just remain bullish with that market bias, then you could possibly wait to see how do we react to these lows. Do we sweep one, hold the other, and start to reverse, and we get that shift back to the upside, and we start making highs like that, then we could look to go long off of a new zone, low volume area, support, higher high, whatever the case may be. Right now, though, guys, I would not say to try to jump in longs right here. That would be, in my opinion, trying to catch a falling knife at this point. We want to leave these markets alone. They have pulled back quite some. We want to leave it, stay out of it, really. And remember to look at the dollar. Dollar's moving higher right now. I had this area on the dollar that we were struggling with since Friday, Sunday, here's Monday. So if we hold above that zone here on the dollar, where's our next area on the dollar? Well, that's going to be right up here. So if the dollar is looking to move higher, then guess what? I'm looking for gold to move lower, and that's what we should all be looking for. So good stuff there. Good breakdown on gold. Let's cover a little S&P and NASDAQ. S&P and NASDAQ have really been on quite an interesting move, especially after that CPI situation. But take a look at where the S&P is right now. S&P is really struggling. This is S&P 500 futures. Extremely difficult price action because we're not getting that follow through. We don't have a strong catalyst. We're missing those emotions of the market. We don't have optimism. We don't have, well, we do have some uncertainty, and we didn't really have a surprise. Our surprise that we did have was CPI. So CPI surprise was great. But other than that, and that was right over here, which gave us the rally, relief rally, but it failed. It's failing to find us any higher. And I'll show you guys what NASDAQ looks like, because NASDAQ is also leaning more to the downside. Take a look at NASDAQ right here, guys, with no drawings on the chart. Look at NQ. You're going to tell me that we're not trying to tick lower? We just made new lows on Friday. I'm still more bearish on these equities because of that uncertainty, because of where the Fed stance is right now. In fact, let's take a quick look at our rates and central bank and see where we're at. Oh, okay, there we go. July, we are looking at a 93% chance of no change. That is great. But then look at that fall off. By September, a 58% chance. That is a 30% difference right there. So what do we want to do? We want to check our Fed watch tool real quick and see. Okay, 9 days. So FOMC meeting is in 9 days at 2 p.m. Eastern on a Wednesday. That is the last Wednesday of this month. You guys can join us here for market in the afternoon for that stream. We will cover that. And let's check our current. Let's check our compare. And we see that at some point we were looking at a 58% chance this month that we would hold rates and a 40% chance that we would get a rate hike this month. But then CPI came out much lower than expected. So it's a cooling inflation report, which dropped us from 41% change to 12%. Huge decline right there. So now we're looking at an 84% chance that they hold rates steady with a very small chance that they hike them. So not for nothing, this is most likely going to be a hold rate scenario this month. The question then becomes, how do they give our forward guidance? It's July, the end of July. Will they say going into August, we're going to watch inflation? If it comes in lower than expected, we're going to be talking about rate cuts. And look at this. This is huge right here. At some point, we had a 23% chance of that rate hike by September. Now it's only an 8% chance. And guess what? Rate cuts are back on the table. They went from 24% to 42 to 35. Rate cuts are back on the table, an even stronger probability than the rate hikes. So this alone would and should give you a little bit more of a bullish bias on equities, U.S. equities, and gold as well. However, we have to take into account the headlines that come out. Are there escalations? Are there new things picking up in this war? And we know that there are, so that's also going to have a direct impact on the market's uncertainty and instability, right? Markets look to be stable. These markets are not stable right now. There's a lot of uncertainty and ups and downs. And we could even look at that in something like SpaceX. Take a look at SpaceX, guys. Down to $123 a share. Aren't you guys glad you joined market in the morning before investing into SpaceX so I could tell you this whole entire move to not buy it? Because if you did, let's say you bought SpaceX at 207, you'd be down 40% right now. Imagine buying it at its all-time highs. It would have been down 45%, almost 50% on that return. So I do like SpaceX when it's below $100. That will be a good spot to start buying and holding because it will at some point return back to 200 when it is a $2.8 trillion market evaluation company. But right now, it is not. It has no proven revenue. Yes, it's one of the very few space companies out there, but that doesn't make it a proven profitable company. We have to know that, and we do know that as traders. So good stuff there. Love the breakdown. That's SpaceX. And we could even ask, what's cool, guys, you could ask Market. You could ask Market. New chat. We're going to ask it, what's going on with SpaceX? SpaceX. Enter. We're going to let it do its thing. Let it do a little work. SpaceX is not a private company. SPCX. I don't have. Oh man, I'm gonna have to send this back to our homies, ladies and gentlemen. Give me half a second to screenshot that real quick, and we take care of business over here. Let's see, half a second. Alrighty, cool. Where were we? All right, NASDAQ. We didn't really cover ES. We'll cover some levels on the ES real quick. We're on the daily time frame right here. We had strong momentum the past few days. So again, we're at a point where you see this sell-off 2% from this recent high. We don't want to be the person that jumps in longs way up here just for price to reverse on us. We want to look at a lower time frame. We want to look at and see how price is stabilizing, if it's stabilizing, and take it from there. So this zone we can delete. This zone was broken. We can probably delete as well. Let's just make sure it is nothing relevant. No, I'm really not seeing anything there. We had a 15-minute area that held that same day, and then we reversed. Now we tried to break it, tried to reverse again. So I'm not interested in it because we broke it already. I am more interested in this zone right here. The reason I'm more interested in this zone right here is because this was a very strong support area. Held as support on this day too. We broke it. We haven't retested it. We just retested it over here overnight. We're trying to reject it. I want to see if New York session opens up, pulls back towards that area for us to give us that move lower. Let's take a look at our volume profile. We could start that from over here. Let's see. So we have our, look at that low volume shelf right in that zone, right in that area right here. So that's that area that we're keeping an eye on for shorts on the S&P 500. Using market, though, it does give us a slightly bullish bias. And again, that is mainly due to the fact that we have that higher chance of a rate cut. So guess what, guys? We prepare for everything. When you're looking at your markets and you're preparing for the day, you don't want to just prepare for one side. You don't want to just prepare off of one zone. You want to give yourself multiple scenarios, right? So right now, my scenario one is a short position off of a sweep and a failed break of the highs around 75.40. My other setup I could look for, we could break down some other charts. It's going to be, let's see, here's our 30-minute time frame. Not really seeing anything in the 30 here. 15, not really either. I'm really just seeing some lows that need to be swept. So not for nothing, guys. You know, these markets are looking very range bound. I might look to use this zone as my main area to say, okay, a few trade scenarios. One, we look to short this zone. Two, we look to break it and hold this zone. And three, let's say we don't even come back towards this zone. I will look for us to break lower, create possibly a low volume shelf as well. So high volume, low volume, high volume, break lower, pull back to that low volume area, take those shorts for a quick short break to the downside. Other than that, let's get rid of some of these ugly drawings I just put out there. Other than that, I'm really not seeing anything A+ on the S&P right now. Now, S&P is also a stronger commodity, a stronger asset when combined with the Dow and the NASDAQ. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ, see where NQ is, and we will take a look at the Dow as well. I know there are some Dow traders in here. That's US 30 for any of my Forex friends here. Let's see, just deleting any old zones that aren't relevant anymore. Perfect, perfect. Start with our daily time frame. Previous day low, previous day high, perfect. Opening price right down over here, great. NASDAQ is within that range, but still moving lower. So again, I don't want to be so quick to grab longs on NASDAQ. I want to be very patient. Potential buy the rumor, sell the news play, this FOMC. Yeah, absolutely. What Warsh is going to say in the speech is very important. Yep, 100%, 100%. 2 hour. Now we do have a rejection area on NASDAQ to the upside at 29,336. So again, that is some ways up here. That is about 200 to 300 points to the upside. So again, I'm not entirely against shorts, especially because our market fundamentals do have a bit more of a bullish bias. We can take a look at NQ here. NQ also slightly bullish. What's supporting our bias? AI-driven business investment surge underpins NASDAQ earnings growth. TSMC earnings beat and U.S. investment boost chip sectors. Oh, that's a great reminder. You know what? Let's ask market. Let's see how this works right here. Are we coming into earnings season? Let's just see. Intel and prep me for big tech earnings. Again, let's just see. Let's just do prep me for big tech earnings. Let's mess around with this a little bit. It is trading in a tight range. It is. So we want to be careful. We don't want to take the breakout before the breakout actually happens. I'll pull the upcoming big tech earnings schedule for you. The big tech wave hits Tuesday, Alphabet after hours. When is that? 21st. Okay, cool. So look at this. Oh my God. Yo, look how cool this is, guys. This is amazing. This is amazing. Tuesday, AMC. So here we go. Tuesday, we have Google. We have AMX down there. We have Google, GM. Wednesday, we have Tesla. We have SKHY, which is another big one that IPO'd recently. Yo, what's up, Moth? What's going on, brother? Good morning. IBM is Wednesday as well. Thursday, we have Intel. Intel will be a big one, especially seeing how extended Intel is right now. Friday, nothing really, which means next week we'll probably have on like Wednesday and Thursday. Yep, Wednesday and Thursday. Wow, that's big, guys. So we have earnings on that same FOMC meeting day. So we're expecting a ton of volatility on that day. That is huge. But very cool there, man. Awesome breakdown. That's great how market could break it down for us. Show me the earnings calendar for tech stocks this week. What are the analyst expectations for Alphabet's AI revenue? Let's click it. Let's see. A bit late. Have you guys covered market levels on gold? We have, but we could go over it one more time for you. 71 buy ratings with a consensus price target implying a 20% upside from its current. Wow, no way, guys. Screenshot that. Remember that here. Let's see if it does have that follow through. Wow, look at this beautiful window. This is amazing. I absolutely love this. I want to see something like this on like a market equities dashboard. This is beautiful right here. That is phenomenal. Wow. That's great, guys. That is great, guys. W's in the chat for markets back-end team right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at gold one more time, see if we can find any levels. GC, now our market terminal was giving us slightly bullish, but we do want to be a little careful because we know that the headlines are going to make a big difference on our bias back and forth. Now, the reason it is slightly bullish is for two reasons. We have the odds of a rate cut possibly being back on the table because of cooler inflation. And we also have, there's possible talks of a ceasefire. So I'm boring myself, and I'm just kidding. Let's see. Sound siren. Missile alert sirens amid U.S.-Iran strikes escalate Gulf War risk and threaten Strait of Hormuz flows. Nothing we haven't seen already. These markets are very 50-50 right now until we get a more real move, until we get a more real headline. NASDAQ, I wanted to see if there were any long areas on NQ, but unfortunately, I'm really not seeing anything. Maybe you need... Bro, I wish. I used to be a coffee addict. Not an addict, but I used to drink a lot of coffee. Not anymore. No coffee for me, unfortunately. Medical, but it's all right. It is what it is. So something I'd be looking for on something like the NASDAQ, because we're so range bound, using a volume profile, is I'd rather be interested in, if we are looking for longs, trying those buys to the downside over here, right? So we want to go long near that value area low. We want to go short near the value area high. So what do we want to do right now? Well, right now we want to actually be a bit more patient, because I don't have any areas that we're rejecting to that are holding any significance. Now, if we're not reacting to an area that we have predetermined or we came up with our own plan, then guess what? We don't have a trade. The only area that I see NASDAQ to reject up here is 29,346. So if anything, that's going to be my upside target. If New York session opens and we just start rallying like crazy here and we start moving up, move up, move up, move up. And then let's say you see this heavy volume over here. I'd look for light volume here. And then I would look for volume to accelerate again up here, which would cause price to move up, chop up here, come back towards that low volume area, take that long, and target that area up there. So that is a trade setup we're looking for on the NASDAQ today. That is a breakout trade if we can still stay bullish there on NQ and on our equities. Now, that would also call for our big tech equities that I always keep an eye on to start moving bullish too. Let's take a quick look at some of our big tech equities on the daily time frame. So right now we're looking at Meta, top left. Meta had a doji candle, so that looks like it could be rejecting back to the upside. I will put a level here, so I know that if Meta is above that level, that's bullish. Now, Microsoft, same situation. However, we're gapped lower right now in our pre-market. So Microsoft is trying to hold bullish. So I'm actually going to put a red level there. So that tells me when price does get to that area or below that area, Microsoft is supporting the bears, while Meta might be supporting the bulls. Apple, on the other hand, is at all-time highs right now. That is a very bullish sign. NVIDIA is doing something very similar to Meta right now, where it's close to that previous day high. So we could draw our green level in there and look for NVIDIA to also break higher above 206 to head towards 210. Google on the bottom right over here, we know that it was expecting a plus 20% move. That would be huge. Plus 20% move on Google would bring us, look at that, to new all-time highs. That's a reasonable target right there, guys. That is reasonable because it is an area where price has been very recently. Did you imagine you would be doing this while you were in school? How did you get into trading? Good question. Good question. Great question. And no, I absolutely did not imagine I would be doing this. This wasn't even on my mind when I was in school. But what got me into trading, I went over this with you guys in the past, so I'll be very quick with it. It was an illness. I got very sick. I went from working 50 hours a week to not being able to work at all. I was on death's door, not doing well. But the time that I did have and the strength and energy I did have, because I was always a hard worker at heart, I put into learning a new skill. And that skill happened to be trading. I stumbled upon an options some guy was advertising. It was like a 3,500 return, 3,500% return on Moderna options. This was back when COVID was really picking up and Moderna was going crazy. Pfizer was going crazy. And guess what? That sold me. I was like, yo, you could do that from home? I got to figure that out. Got into options, went through book after book after book, volume price analysis by Anna Cooling, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Those are my 3 favorite books I always recommend to every trader who hasn't dived into any books yet. And then from there, I ended up finding a mentor. He got me into futures. It was a much easier route than options, trying to figure out all the Greeks, the theta, the delta, the gamma, the vega, all that other stuff. Just here's futures. Here's how you manage your risk. Let's learn some basics. Let's learn that baseline of supply and demand, and then let's learn some execution as well, and of course the fundamentals. So Google looks good on the upside here. Tebow, great question. Will Mel Reed join you again in the future? I don't know. Of course she will. Mel was a great guest. That was a lot of fun. It was an absolutely great episode. Really good audience here. She had great technical analysis. It was awesome. We'll throw some more fundamentals in it next time she's here with us. But it was a really great stream, and I definitely look forward to having her on again. So Google trying to continue higher here. Let's see. Same deal. Green level on Google, red level on Google at its previous day high and previous day low. Perfect. Trading in the zone is a must. Yep. None of us imagine we're going to take that much stress in life. Yeah, right. None of us imagine we're going to choose to do something as stressful as trading. That's great. Let's see. Any market headlines? No, not right now. ADP Tuesday. That is tomorrow. That is weekly. NER Pulse. That is not our. It's not our normal ADP. I don't believe. Wednesday we got a little bit of nothing. Thursday we have initial jobless claims. Friday we have new home sales. So we really don't have much today. Much this week for economic data, which should give us a little bit of an easier, more predictable range to trade. So this is Google. Went over Google, excuse me, while things pop up and mess me up. There we go. SpaceX is just soaring to the downside. Now, some people might ask, Kevin, why do you have SpaceX in your bottom chart? Before it was Amazon, right? So this chart that I have, this is my equity layout. When I'm trading the NASDAQ, even the S&P 500, I keep this chart on the 5-minute time frame and I put it in one of my screens. And what this does is it gives me the opportunity to quickly glance at 5 or 6 of the top 10 holdings of the S&P and NASDAQ. When you give yourself that opportunity, you give yourself that chance to look at these equities, it will give you confidence in your follow through. If I see that Nvidia is rallying, I see that Google is rallying, I see that Meta is rallying, but maybe Microsoft is sideways. Well, guess what? 3 of those 4 are showing me strength. Then throw on top of that, if Apple is also showing strength, that gives me confidence. So that's what we like to look for. That's what I like to look for on equities. Now, I did have Amazon down over here. I'll show you why. Oh, you know what? I wonder. Let's ask market. What are, new chat, let's go. What are the top 10 holdings on the NASDAQ and their weight? Let's see. Let's see if it gives us an accurate reading. Yeah, Piyush, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Mel brought an audience, that is for sure. Okay, so I don't have a tool to retrieve the composition and weights of index holdings like the NASDAQ. Okay, that's fine. If you're looking for NASDAQ exposure, I can show you the biggest movers in tech today. Pull up NQ. All right, that's interesting. Cool. That's still cool, though. Still a great tool. And again, still brand new, too. So let's move our equities. Let's bring our ES and NQ back into the playing field here. And I just want to make one setting. There we go. That should be better now. Perfect. Which one is more likely for gold to bounce off 39.85 or 39.60? Good question. Let's see. Are you looking at XAU USD? You're probably looking at XAU instead of GC. So XAU, I do like this area near 4,000. So 4,000 is a great spot, but you're asking about 39.85 or 39.60. That is way deeper over here. Excuse me. So 39.85 is near this recent pivot we had near 39.82. So I wouldn't want to look for a 39.85 push because that would mean we reverse right before that area. I would want to see price, if we are moving lower at that point, at least sweep that zone. So that would take out your 39.85. You can use 39.85 as a key level to say, okay, if we do sweep this low and we push back higher and we close back above that area, then yes, you can look for those longs to pull back. If not, we just crush it like it's not even there. Then you do not want to be trying to catch a falling knife down here, because we might make our way towards that previous day low. Now, previous day low lines up much nicer with your 39.60 because that's right at 39.59. So again, can we sweep previous day low and look to reverse? Do we look to hold previous day low and stay bullish? We do see over the past couple of days at least, we are trying to make some higher highs and some higher lows. But all we have to do is start sweeping some lows out, and we will have that pullback, but that is still keeping us within a range. If we have a pullback or start selling off here on gold, a lot of traders are going to be confused because they're going to be stuck on a 5-minute chart thinking, oh my God, we're selling off, we're bearish, and they're not zooming out. When you zoom out, you'll see, oh no, we're pulling back. We're still bullish. This could still give us a buying opportunity. So I'm still slightly more bearish on gold in the short term. It's just a matter of being patient, in my opinion, and also keep an eye on that dollar. Dollar is also moving higher off of this zone too. So overall, I'd want to be bearish on gold, bullish on, I don't even want to say bullish on S&P and NASDAQ. Kevin, how do you determine your bias into a low volume area? Overall market bias, previous moves at that area? Good question. So it definitely depends on the low volume area that we're getting. If we're getting a breakout, so for example, when we were going over NASDAQ before, we see that we have heavy volume in this whole area. Let's say New York session opens, which it opens in 20 minutes. We break out, and on the breakout, we consolidate up here. When we consolidate somewhere, volume picks up. So I look for volume to pick up here, and when we break out, that breakout run, that's the area that creates the low volume. So if my bullish fundamentals on market suggest that we are in the right direction of the trend, then I would be looking to go long to use this volume area, this low volume shelf, to take a buy position, head towards 29,300. That is what I would look for here on the NQ, using a possible low volume shelf. Now, another way to use low volume areas and use a volume profile would to be able to look for extremes. Now, again, if I know the market fundamentals on NASDAQ today are slightly bullish, and we get a pullback towards a pullback area, or even just towards a low over here, 28,600, 28,700, then guess what? Our value area high, value area low are the areas we look for price to react to. Because look at this. We have low volume to the downside over here and to the upside. Now, I don't want you guys to get confused and be like, okay, there's low volume to the upside and downside. I need to go long down here. I need to go short up here. Because the reason we have low volume in both directions is always going to be the same reason. It's because price didn't get the opportunity to collect that much volume down here. Price was only trading at 28,765 for about 15 minutes this morning. That's not enough time. Whereas this entire area over here, we traded within that range from 7:15 last night to almost 6:30 this morning. That's almost 12 hours of price consolidating. The longer price stays in an area, usually the more volume we pick up at that area, because we're spending time, we're parking there, we're collecting gas, we're collecting volume. So I'd look for either a breakdown, and like we said, a low volume forms here, consolidate down here so high volume picks up, and we look for the retrace and break and continue, or we just look for a strong reversal off of those lows. We can look for a possible supply or demand area. Again, that's my core, my strategy, myself. That's my edge. Everybody has their own edge in the markets, and you should know what your edge is. If you don't, you want to break it down. You want to journal things. You want to figure out what is supporting your own bias in the market. So I do see a little bit of a 2-hour order block area right here, which lines up with that other green zone that we had that was support. So this area right here, very strong key area on the NASDAQ, around 28,710. 28,710. 28,710. We have 28,550 on the NQ on market. So we will keep an eye with that. Look at that. Very cool. Oh, I like that. They cleaned that up. That's clean. Yo, guys, shout out to the dev team, the engineers on the back end. They definitely made some cool updates today. Over the weekend, I should say. Very cool. Very exciting, man. This platform just gets cooler and cooler every week. 2-hour time frame. Again, looking for support down there. That's the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the S&P 500 now. One more time, at least, I should say. Because, again, ideally, if I'm looking for the NASDAQ to try to rally higher, that would support ES moving higher. But I'm seeing ES with that rejection area up here. So I don't want to be so quick to be the first person to buy NASDAQ while ES is finding an area of resistance. And we'll also take a look at the VIX. VIX is also another key chart that we do want to watch. ES is a much harder read. Same situation, though, where we have low volume to the upside because price was only up here temporarily. Value area high, rejection point up here, value area low, support down here. So we want to do what markets tell us to do. Sell the highs, buy the lows. That is it. B and S. But we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye. Exactly. Very sharp difference between a pullback to go back up and actual directional change. You're 100% on that. 100% on that. That's why it's important to be able to label and identify your price levels ahead of time versus just jumping into the charts naked every morning and being like, well, we sort of broke that previous day high over here. We're holding higher lows, so I guess I could go long on the breakout to the next target up. No, breakout traders fail most of the time. We don't want to be doing that unless that's your edge, unless you have a specific style of breakout that you follow and you have a routine and you have something that backs it. You don't want to be doing that. You want to find your levels ahead of time and trade off of them. So yeah, no BS in trade, and if we learn to be cool, man, cool. So let's see. Okay. And we see how markets are reacting already, right? On Friday, we held these lows and we rejected the highs. Overnight session, we already rejected the highs. So possible rejection off those highs. We'll see if we find some resistance. Let's take a quick look at the VIX. Now, VIX, remember, if we're looking for ES to move higher, we need VIX to move lower. We're looking for VIX to move lower. We're looking for ES to move higher. Okay, well, look at this key level right here, 1789 area. Every time VIX comes into this range, it rejects back higher. So I would want to see ES move higher at first towards that high area that we were talking about. VIX come to this key level and VIX reverse. If VIX could look to reverse while ES is also reversing, that's a strong confirmation. We want to look for confirmations in our trading, not just random levels, not just, oh, here's my market fundamentals, right? Market fundamentals are great. Market fundamentals will help add to our edge and help promote our edge. But we do not want to be the ones that say, oh, well, if it says slightly bullish, I have to take a long. No, you have to take a long if it says slightly bullish, and we come back to one of your predetermined levels to give you confidence in that. You have to be long if we break out and we hold higher and we get a pullback from that. Other than that, you're not chasing these trades, period, guys. We are not chasers in the market. We are traders in the market. Good stuff there. Good stuff there. Guys, let me know, what ticker are you guys trading? Do you guys want me to cover anything? Take a quick look at oil one more time. Now, oil staying with a more bullish bias. We did cover oil here on our chart. Let's see. Oil. Yeah, oil coming off of, let's take a look, daily time frame on oil. Again, we mentioned we're above our previous day high. We broke out of that recent range that oil had. That's crazy. Look at this, guys. Oil looked like, hey, look, the war's ending, ceasefire, everything's happy, sunshine and rainbows. Oil sold off over, let's see, use our measurement tool from that recent high. We'll go from this recent high. Sold off over 36%. That's a great thing for energy. That's one of the main drivers of a lower CPI. Well, guess what? Since we had that CPI, oil's back on the rise, 24% to those highs again. And we're holding. So we're back within this blue range that we had. Again, using levels. Don't just look at candles. Mark out levels. Level 1 is right here. 1. Level 2 is right here. If we're in between 1 and 2, this is our range. If we're coming off of the lows, we should be expecting price to try to move higher. Now, at this point, because of the ceasefire, because of the de-escalation, we can possibly look to hold this lower high, but that would still give us plenty of room to still move higher on oil for a little while. So I'd be very patient and very careful with trading ES, NQ, and gold today, depending on how oil is trading and the dollar. Oil and the dollar are going to be huge for gold. Now, right now, guys, we're in a no trade zone on gold. We have our levels. We have our downside targets, our downside areas of interest. We have our upside areas of interest. Right now, we're in the middle. This is a no trade zone. This is what I call between a rock and a hard place, where we have support and we have resistance. If we're in the middle, we're not trading. We're looking to trade off of one of those extremes. Yo, what's up, Ironclad? Trading the Zone is brilliant. It is. It is one of the best books out there for traders to learn, get good psychology. We are just under Friday's high with an RTH gap open at 29,169 on NASDAQ. Let's check it out, brother. Good call. Good call. A break above the high will take us to close RTH. Cool, brother. Cool. Where is that RTH? 29,169. 29,169. 29,169. Talking about over here, possibly? 169. Yeah. RTH close of yesterday, though, Friday, is RTH is over here 28,763. 736, I should say. So keep a close eye on that. Not 100% sure. That was our RTH. Actually, that was our futures open back in oh, I see what you're saying. That was a gap like this. A gap, guys, a gap in price. Yeah, I was going to say RTH Thursday. A gap in price is when price closes and then opens somewhere else. That entire area between the gap price and where we open is then considered a gap. So we look for price to close that gap. So we do have that target to the upside. We never ended up officially closing it on Friday. I'm not a big fan of looking at those gap levels when it's past another day. Like a gap price level is a great key level to keep an eye on for that day. But right now, I'd be a bit more interested in that gap level from down here, from our gap from Friday's close, which is at 28,763. But we'll keep an eye. No, I see it, bro. I see it 100%. And guys, don't forget, join our Discord community and send some screenshots. This is Ironclad. He's right here in the comments. Send a screenshot. We'll pull up your charts right away. And yo, same thing though. Rocking a hard place, right? RTH gap open top. Friday, we'll also have an area down here too. So tough points. We move higher, do we move lower? You don't want to take a trade in the middle targeting one of them. The reason is because we might move higher. You go long targeting the high, we fail, and then we go move lower. And then off that low, we reverse and move higher. You want to be the patient trader that says, I'm waiting for price level A or price level B, and that's where I'm taking my trade. No ifs, ands, or buts. No in between. None of that. Guys, I will send the invite to our community. Give me half a second to grab that. That is the market Discord. That will be in the comment section right below. Guys, check that out. Join us, free community. And shoot me a message too. I have a community myself that I do go live after the market in the morning stream, go over a little bit of order flow and some other stuff in market as well. Let's take a look at where gold is trading. We see that it's in that nowhere zone, so we are not trading it. Oil. Let's take a quick dive into oil technicals and see if we can find anything of interest. We really can't. There's really not much here. Previous day high, low, some key levels. Let's take a quick look at our market terminal. It is still slightly bullish on oil. Iran's Revolutionary Guard says they targeted Al Sakir Air Base and Bin Salman Port in Bahrain. My apologies on the mispronunciation on these, man, but obviously Iran is back to attacking again, right? So escalations are picking up. We know this. What I want to know too, as a trader, and you guys should want to know this too, is what is the Strait doing right now? What's the Strait of Hormuz doing? Hormuz. Let's see. Is there any blockade? Any blockade? Iran's army warns equipment may be blocked from Strait of Hormuz if used against populace. Iran says sovereign rights over Strait of Hormuz are undisputed. So again, this is them taking a stand saying we are not giving the U.S. any money for the Strait of Hormuz. We are not giving them any control of the Strait of Hormuz. No question about it. Iranian guards say Strait of Hormuz to remain unsafe for oil shipments amid U.S. operations. This was just 12 hours ago. This would be bullish on oil. And we know it's bullish on oil because it's blocking off supply. If it blocks off supply, it restricts supply, makes it more expensive. It's harder to get. If it's harder to get, it gets more expensive. Well, let's see. So that is that on most of our fundamentals, man. You guys got any questions? Don't forget, leave it in the comments. Let me know what you're trading, if you're excited this week, and any questions you have in the meantime. Always happy to help. Let's see. It's so funny, Iran wasn't even thinking about collecting tolls from the... I know. You know, that's one of the big things, too, that's circulating that I feel like we haven't seen enough in the news headlines. How... My goodness. Dude, I do need caffeine. I gotta get that going. But yeah, no, the Strait of Hormuz was an open strait all up until Trump started this war. Now, I'm not even gonna say U.S. started this war. The U.S. did not start this war. Trump started this war. Started this war. He wanted something out of it. He thought he could get something out of it. Now all he's getting is a face full of sand. He's getting sand thrown in his face. He's getting crap thrown in his face. This is just horrible right now. And now Iran is realizing, oh, you mean we could charge for this? You mean we've been doing this for free for all these years? We could be profiting from it? They're like, we? Like that meme, we? So, yeah, Strait of Hormuz going to start being taxed. Oil prices most likely going to be a little higher due to that, even after all of this is done. So, markets open in about 7 minutes. I will personally be looking for possible ES short positions off of these highs over here. So I'll be looking for shorts off of a rejection of these highs. We will see. They're playing with the cards they have. Everything is fair and more. You're 100% right. Especially, again, they were not the ones that started it. They were not the ones that started it. Now they could do whatever they want. Anybody could do whatever they want. It is war, unfortunately. But the biggest unfortunate is that people are dying over this. You know, we talk about it here at Market in the Morning. Sometimes we even sort of joke about it, how back and forth these headlines are. But there are real troops, there are real people, there are real families being affected by this. And it's heartbreaking, it's horrible. It's just not right. It shouldn't have been, too. All of these things that shouldn't have been. There shouldn't have been a blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. There shouldn't be some type of fare or fee for those using the Strait of Hormuz. There never has been. There shouldn't be more U.S. troops sent to Iran to risk their lives for, again, something that, what are we really fighting for? What was the war started for, right? Was it really all over the Strait? Because I remember the war starting had nothing to do with the Strait, and then the Strait came into play. I don't even think Trump knew about it until things started to come in. Yeah, exactly. Young men and women, right? The army's full of both. It's a tragedy. Does anyone know why? Yeah, right, John. Great question there. Does anybody actually know why he started the war? Let's see. Yo, I wonder if we could ask Market. Let's see. Why did Trump start the Iran war? Well, let's also remember what was going on before all of that occurred, right? He doesn't have the answer. I didn't think so. But let's remember the U.S. right before the Iran war attacked Venezuela. Remember that? We kidnapped their president. What? So distraction tactics, Epstein files, all these things that are distraction tactics, bigger than they should be. And again, leading into midterms too. People trying to keep war in the headlines, trying to keep oil in the headlines versus people saying, hey, you know, go out and vote. This isn't right. Let's go out and vote. Let's do something about it. So let's see. 14 hours ago now. So Ask Market doesn't know why. Bro, nobody knows why. He said he was trying to prevent them from having nukes. Right. It was the N bomb, the nuke bomb. But like that's the easy out, right? Not for nothing, but listen, we have to be non-biased when we're looking at presidents. Didn't Obama do the same thing about attacking them because of the prevention of nukes? So, and then he ended up with like a $1.5 billion deal. This is 1.5 billion, and then more recently we were hearing Trump's possible deal of giving them 300 billion. So, what the hell is going on? Why is it really going on? And unfortunately, it is still going on. 3 minutes for New York session to open, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting a bit of a push higher here on our 15-minute on ES. I do not want to see us breach these highs before New York session opens. Very, very, let's see. Yeah, wants regime change. In Iran, they have been asking every president to bomb Iran the last 30. All right, well, they finally got somebody that they had a good grasp on to get that started. Definitely going to be looking at the VIX, man. Look at VIX off this key level down here. Want to see that VIX reverse higher, ES reverse lower. Take those shorts. Previous day high is way above us. Our open price today is down here. Could look to target the open. That's what I would look to target on these shorts. So let's say we hit it, we reverse, miss the entry. We could always take it on another push lower on the reaction and keep our stop loss near the high. But for now, this is what I'm looking for. We have about 2 minutes for New York sessions open. Yeah, Tazzy, great. Yeah, no, well, it's all excuses, right? We were looking for reasons. We're looking for excuses. So in the start of the war for having nukes, why wouldn't they attack North Korea? Yeah, no, everywhere, right? Why wouldn't they tell China you can't have it? Why wouldn't they tell everybody you can't have it? Nobody should have it. The U.S., why do we have it? It's excuses. It's reasons, right? In reality, if you ask me, and this is going to sound very hippie of me, we should be worrying about things that are impacting us as humans, the human race, not people over here, people over there. We all live on the same planet. If we get a horrendous tsunami, a horrendous hurricane, a horrendous twister, tornado, earthquake that just flattens out an entire region, we have to come together as humans, right? We have to come together as people. Not, oh, well, I'd help you, but you said you were trying to build a nuke. No, what? And again, not for nothing, I don't want to say I don't believe in aliens, but let's just say something like that happens. You think the US and China are going to be worried about their own tensions if something from outer space starts attacking the shit out of the Earth? No, they shouldn't, at least. But we're here now. We're not dealing with things like that. We got to deal with what is on surface value, and surface value is a whole lot of garbage from a whole lot of excuses, all for usually the reason of funding. So market's open in 30 seconds. Let's see if we get a rejection. I'm looking for that 75.40 on the ES, 75.44, I should say. And we'll see. We will see. Oh, yeah. Good call on that, John. North Korea has a really large big brother in China. That's why. Yeah, there we go, man. Let's go. Kevin for president, and we'll get Jeev on board for Fed chairman. We'll get Nalab running too. Nalab to do whatever he wants. But good stuff here. All right, let's see, guys. New York session opens in 5 seconds here. I am keeping an eye for possible shorts. If we can sweep those highs on ES and react. If we sweep those highs and don't react, I'm not taking a short. Simple as that. So let's see. We're moving higher right off the open. 15-minute, hourly. Yeah, let's wait and see. Let's see. Markets are open. We're moving higher off the gate. VIX moving lower. It's what I wanted to see. There's that move up. Weighted index taking a hit. Now, the weighted index chart down here, guys. So remember I showed you the equities chart that I watch? So the weighted index chart is basically a combination chart of all of those tickers. All right, here we go, ES. Let's break it. NASDAQ coming near an area of resistance too. Oh, I mentioned we would look at the Dow. Give me a half a second there. I do want to take a look at the Dow as well. Let's see. YM. Because the Dow's probably flying. Yeah, which is keeping ES a bit more bullish. There's that breakup. You can see the reaction here on ES. Again, I was looking for a sweep of these pre-market highs and a reversal. If we happen to not sweep those highs and reverse, and the 5-minute gives us a nice closure, then I might look for an entry. But right now, this is the trade setup, so that's what I want to wait for, right? We come up with the pre-market plan, so we're not forcing trades in between, right? We do not want to be the trader that takes a long over here, gets stopped out, goes short over here, gets stopped out, then it moves in our favor, but it's too late because now we just wasted all our capital. Be a patient trader. Wait for your plan. And guess what? If my plan is a short off of this high right here, and instead of reversing off the high, we pump right through it like it's not even there, then guess what? Second plan comes into place. Can we create a low volume area here, high volume up here, and pull back to that and take that long? But right now, until we get either of those, no trade. Take a look. It looks like market. We just had a headline. Nope, nothing crazy. Kuwait, that could wait. All right, there goes ES trying to move higher again. We have some resistance at 75.45. Here is that push up that I see. Trying to get towards those pre-market highs. We're getting there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there a couple ticks away. A couple points away, I should say. Good morning, everybody. Guys, what's going on, man? Hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's hit 50 likes again. We were hitting 100 likes before, man. We got to get back to that 100 likes. That was wild. You guys were killers. Bro, I don't know if he snuck into it or if he was just having one of his moments and didn't realize it was his time to walk off. But yeah, no, I did. Guys, first off, congrats Spain on winning the World Cup. Fantastic. I'm obviously not a big soccer fan. I'm from the US, so I'm a big football guy. But yeah, that was football and basketball. And I'm from New York, so let's go Knicks. But yeah, what a game! I saw some of the highlights. Listen, as not a football or a soccer fan myself, the highlights were really clean. And bro, to beat Messi, oh man, Ronaldo fans were happy about that. We know that. Finding some resistance up here on the ES. The VIX is at that extreme area that I'd want to see price react to. I did not get an entry yet on this short. We have a minute 15 left. So I'm just waiting. I really wanted to see price move above 75.45 right here. It did not. Not yet. NASDAQ pumping higher. New high of day here on NASDAQ. ES did not make that yet. NVIDIA is pumping higher. That's great for buyers. Apple is pulling back. And Microsoft held that low. Meta with a bit of a rejection. Google holding higher. SpaceX holding higher, but it's at 124. Haha, SpaceX. So we'll see. Here we go. 36 seconds left. I'm not taking this short right now. With volume, if we can break of structure and gold, 40.15, 40.18. Let's take a quick look at gold. Look at this, guys. Be careful, though. Be careful, because look how confined this range is here on this lower time frame scale. You know, if we do break 40.17, people could look for the breakout and target 40.23, and then we could completely whiff that. Now, originally, I said I wanted to look for the pullback towards 40.23 for a short position, because on the hourly time frame, it created our basing area near a high and a rejection candle. So I'm looking for follow through now to the downside on something like gold. Wow, look at that, man. So take a look at this, guys. My trade setup, right? It was a short off of these highs. Looking at the strength we had on this first 5-minute candle, we want to be realistic and probabilistic with the markets, right? So this big green candle, does this really look like we're going to have a random reversal candle afterwards? Absolutely not. So I'm not going to be the trader that says, oh, I'm going to go short now because we're pulling back a little bit here. That's my trigger. No, or else I would have gone short and then boom, it would have pushed green and been like, oh my God, what am I doing? So there's the sweep of the high. Now at this point, we can wait for this 5 minutes to close. If it closes bearish, we take our entry. If it closes more bullish above that level, we stay out of it. It's that simple right now. We do have a big buyer up here, which hopefully price can reverse off of. That would be ideal. We're trying to. I'm trying to hold it. Be patient. NVIDIA pushing higher. Meta with some selling pressure. I sort of want to make sure we don't make a new high off of this. I do think we're going to. We have 47 and 50 as some passive sellers up there. Don't take any trades on gold right now, guys. Gold is in a no trade zone right now. Stay out of it. Look at its barcoding right here. ES is definitely struggling. NASDAQ trying to hold because NVIDIA is pumping. Just waiting right now. Really just waiting. I want to see that VIX start moving higher from this level. ES reject lower. Excuse me. It's one of those Mondays, man. One of those Mondays. You know why? It's because you guys haven't run the like button up enough yet. Let's see. Where are we at on YouTube, guys? Probably at like 20 or 30. We're going to need to go higher from there. You got to bring me higher. Yeah, guys, 35 likes. Come on now. We got to run that up to 50. Here's that push higher on ES. Again, staying out of it. I'm not in a short position yet. At this point, I'm waiting for this candle to close. If it continues to move higher, we're flipping this zone and we're looking for longs off this area. Take a nap as gold is doing. Yeah, right. Yo, imagine that, guys. I just like put my head down here with the alerts. You guys watched market, you watched the stream, then an alert goes off. I'm just, oh, good morning, guys. Let's take this trade. Oil also pulling back right now. We could check our new tab. All right, our new tab's not giving us much. Gold doing a whole lot of nothing. We could check the dollar too while we're here. Dollar's moving higher, which would, again, still support a more bearish gold. So I'm not jumping into anything on gold right now. There's 50 on ES, 75.50. So this is the area, the 75.50 to 75.45, where it's like if we can scale above it. So here's 45 to 50. 45 to 50, we're going to mark that out with our box so it's a different color. This is the area where it's like if price can scale above with strength, I'm looking to take it long on the retest. If we just break lower from here, then this is my area that I'm looking for price to reject to move lower. So just a matter of sitting on our hands and waiting right now. Why nap? You can straight up sleep with gold volatility, bro, right? But let's see. We have to break that for buys to step in. If these sellers step in and we start rejecting on this 5 minute, that gives me more confidence in those shorts, and I'm taking these shorts at the highs, and that could lead for a nice run to the downside on the S&P right here. Now, I got to see if we get back below 75.45. Look at that selling pressure coming in here. Quick rejection. A minute left on this 5 minute. I'm not jumping in a short just yet. I'll let you guys know when and if I take a trade. 55 seconds left. Being patient, letting that play. 44 likes. You guys are goats. You guys are legends. This is a team of legends right here. Got to get below, man. Got to get below. 37 seconds left. Apple selling off. Microsoft struggling. SpaceX selling off. Meta struggling. Microsoft struggling. Let's see how this 5 minute wants to close. It's a nice rejection so far. Just be patient. Be careful. Let's see. So if we get back below that recent low we just made over here, I'll look for shorts with stop at the highs. If not, then I am going to wait for that breakout higher for a retest to go long. But right now, I do want to see if these sellers can somewhat step in and bring us back lower on the ES. If not, we're looking for a break and retest to go long. But right now, this is the area we were looking for shorts on the S&P 500. So let's see if we can get that move lower. 15-minute time frame closes in 4 minutes. So again, that also would give me that confidence for these shorts to bring us lower and close lower. If the 15 can close below this level, then great. We can look for continuation. If not, then we're probably just going to continue to the upside. So either way, we're going to get direction somewhere here in this market. And until we break and retest, the direction we're currently looking for is shorts. But when we break and retest, then we're looking for longs. It's all about creating those plans, creating those scenarios. NVIDIA is trying to hold. Microsoft just tried to drop. Let's see. Apple's moving lower. SpaceX is moving lower. Meta's moving higher. Google's moving higher. NVIDIA's moving higher. Be careful. We might get that little breakout here. Yeah, we're trying to move up. Let's see. We do have some buying volume. NASDAQ's at a key level. VIX, we want to see VIX start moving higher from here. We have 318 left in this 5 minute. Just a matter of being patient right now. Just be patient. Looking for these sellers to step in and bring price lower. Have our 15-minute close below this dashed line. Get a pullback, possibly first take profit as VWAP. Second one will be under those lows near the open price that I had, 74.85. Just be patient. No reason to force anything just yet until a trade is actually triggered. Trying to reject. Look at that, man. We're definitely trying to reject, but those sellers are failing to bring us lower so far. Let's see. There we go, sellers. Come on now. You know you want to shoot us lower from here, man. We want to get, if we could skip back below 75.43, 75.43 is right over here, then I will look to take those shorts with the stop at the high. If not, then it really is just a matter of being patient to see if we can scale above this level and this zone. NVIDIA is starting to struggle, which is a good sign for the shorts. SpaceX still moving lower. Apple still moving lower. Google is moving higher still. Just be patient here, and hopefully it does trigger a trade setup soon. If this 15 does close more bullish, though, then I will probably cancel out the opportunity of a short right now. Minute 37 here. Buyers trying their best to move higher. Yep, let's see. Let's see. Come on. Will it give us a breakout and retest, or will it fail and give us the shorts? We have about a minute 23 left here, and it looks like it's trying to give us a breakout. Here comes some larger buying volume. Question becomes, can we actually break that recent high for new high of day? Can VIX make new low of day? NASDAQ just made new high of day. We're creating some support below us here, but if it fails, we're gone. We're gone. And I want to see those sellers step in. But if they fail, man, I'm not, can't be married to a bias, can't be married to a trade setup. What I mean by that is if your trade setup doesn't play out, you don't want to be forcing it. And if your trade setup does play out, then great, you want to take it. USD flying, good call on that. Yeah, look at that, USD pushing higher. I wouldn't necessarily say flying. It's definitely been more bullish lately, though, than bearish. Looks like ES is getting ready to break out here. So close. 23 seconds left. Yeah, looks like ES is getting ready to break out. Give it that 23 seconds. 17, 16. Unless we get a crazy sweep lower, these buyers are holding it. 8 seconds left. Let's see. Yeah, looks like the buyers are holding. 15, there we go. Closed 15 bullish. Don't be short. That's why we wait. There's that new high of day right there immediately after. So just wait right now. 30-minute time frame does still have some time to try to close back bearish, but I'd really need to see confirmation to the downside before going short again. Other than that, I really wanted to see that break out, retest, and then continue. NASDAQ continuing okay right here. A bit of a low volume area right here on NQ. So that would go bullish with our fundamentals that we had on market. So we could see if NASDAQ wants to give us a pullback area. If not, again, we're just staying patient, letting markets do their thing. We're close to previous day high on NQ. ES running into resistance. I'm not in a long, I'm not in a short. I'm just staying patient. I'm in my chair. There we go. Getting a little bit of selling there, but got a headline. Let's see if that headline means anything. Nope. Oh yeah. How the blockade in the Red Sea tightens Iran's grip on global energy supplies. Okay, here's some selling pressure. Remember, I said if we get below 43, get below 43. If we can't get below 43, there's really nothing I'm interested in here. There's that 43, 43.50. And we could always, another thing you can do, guys, if you're looking for a trade and a reaction to your zone, is let a candle close in your favor. So I'm looking for a short position off of this zone. But I know that if I'm looking for a short position up here, markets are going to have to pull up into that area. Well, if markets are pulling up into that area, that means buyers will have control. I could wait for sellers to take control, which we will see when a candle closes in our favor outside of that area. And then when I see that, then I could look to take my entry versus just trying to take 1,000 paper cuts over there. There's a nice reaction. That's good. Oh, remember though, NASDAQ had that low volume area. Possible longs on NQ there around 125. I'd be a little patient though on that 125. Let's see. I do like that selling pressure started to get very big from coming out of that zone, which is a good sign for the shorts. So let's just stay a little patient there. VIX is moving higher too. VIX was at that extreme area that I wanted to see VIX reverse. So had a few confirmations on this possible short trade. Just really got to get the entry criteria to meet. There's a NASDAQ rejecting. That's a good sign. NVIDIA is rejecting. NVIDIA did break that previous day high level we had. It's trying to push back below, but it's actually using that previous day high as a key level of support right now. There we go. ES moving lower. That's a good thing. Let's see. Oh, all right, guys. We were supposed to have Seb join us as a special guest today. Unfortunately, he is having an internet issue. That internet issue being an excuse, so he is not going to be joining. I'm just kidding. He's not going to be joining us, though. That's all right, guys. As I always say, the show must go on. We always keep things rocking and rolling. I like these shorts. Definitely liking how it's starting to set up here. 54 seconds left. We're going to let that candle close and look for our entry on our next candle. Looks good though. My only concern is where NASDAQ is headed. We have the support on NQ below us, but if we have strong enough selling pressure on equities, which at this moment we do, I'd look for continuation. Really want to be keeping an eye on NVIDIA right here. NVIDIA, we got to see NVIDIA below this green level, 206.66. Nice. A nice level for the markets, 206.66. Here we go. More selling pressure. That's a great sign. Nice. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Give us a nice close down here. Bang. Bang, bang. Let's see. Okay, we're going to close over here. I will look for possible retrace and entry short. Could start it here on a very light short position just to give it a stab. My biggest issue is NVIDIA trying to hold bullish, so we'll be a little patient there. But Microsoft, for the most part, is bearish. Apple made new low of day. SpaceX new low of day. Google's trying to reject. Meta's trying to reject. So we'll see. Let's see. Can we get a retest of that zone? Hey, Elisa, have a great night. See you tomorrow. I saw you shot me a DM. Guys, anybody, shoot me a message on Instagram, Twitter, wherever you want. If you want to chat, I'm always happy to talk and help you guys through wherever you are in your trading and bring you to that next level. But I did see your DM. I will hit you up very soon. Always happy to message with you guys. I love networking. I love helping people. This is like the best industry ever, man. I remember you asked earlier, did I think I'd be doing this in high school? I didn't think I'd be doing this exactly, but I knew I would be doing something with my life where I'd be making an impact on people, and I hope I'm making an impact on you guys. IG is trading with Kev. Trading with Kev. There we go, ES. Come on, get that selling pressure. Beautiful. I am in some shorts on ES, right? So we're in some shorts, staying patient. I am looking for price to continue lower off of our zone. VIX is moving higher. That's a nice confirmation there. Yeah, my pleasure, yo. I love it. I love what I do, and I'll keep on doing it. There we go, ES continuing lower. Nice little run right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep going, ES. We're going to hold this, see how it wants to play out. 30-minute time frame, 8 minutes left in the 30. We also have 8 minutes left in the hourly, so we do want to be very careful there. Yo, if we could just keep rejecting, that would be amazing. The lower we go, the better for these sells. We are coming to an area of support here at 75.35. Could be first TP. Stating the obvious, teaching makes the world a better place. That's right. That's right, John. That's right. Bang! Yo, we cashing those, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Oh my goodness, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I will probably look to get out of some down here, as it was a very strong area of support. But that was a great run. Let's see if we get one more dive lower. I'm seeing some support here, but it does, that selling pressure was heavy. Heavy. I'm looking for some more downside. I'd like to see some more downside on the ES. We have 1:58 left in this 5 minute. No way. Do we get another fall off? Yo, you got it. Yo, always a banger. Always a banger in market in the morning, baby. Yes, sir. Keep going, ES. Keep going, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. Oh, my goodness. We'll go first take profit. We'll be somewhere by these low 75.21. Guys, we caught the whole move. We're catching the whole move today. That's how we do it at market in the morning, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness. Keep running. Keep running. We don't have much floor below us. We have aggressive selling volume coming into these markets. Yo, Sands, you already know, baby. Yes, sir. Run that up, ES. We said, give me my money. Nah, but we'll when you get confident in a trade, that's your sign to start to exit some. So I will get out of a few on one more drop. Give me one more little leg lower here, and I will get out of a few contracts. See if we could head towards VWAP. VWAP will be my first take profit. That selling pressure was enormous, though. I do want to try to let the winner run. Keep going. Keep going. Give us another leg. 40 seconds here in this 5 minute. Looks like it's trying to set up for another leg. I'm going to get out of some here at 75.27. I got in at 45. I did get in a little sooner, right? Because I got in a little sooner there. It looks like it's ready to keep going, though. I don't want to be so quick to exit this short, but I also don't want to let this winner turn into a loser. So I will look to exit some down here. Like I said, 75.27 is a nice little partial exit area right here. We have 9 seconds left in that 5 minute. Selling pressure was extremely strong. NVIDIA started to dump. Yeah, I mean, I do want to try my best to hold this for another drop. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There's that VWAP. I will get out of a couple contracts. I'm in just some micros here, playing it light, playing it safe, but playing it smart, baby. Playing it on the right side of the trend. Come on, so close to getting me out of a few contracts. No, why are you doing this to me? Big drop incoming. Give us that big drop. We had selling pressure like crazy. I want to see 75.20 get hit. All right, there is that last little move. Come on, markets, get me out of these. I'm just looking to exit 2 right here. Okay, I'm out of 2 contracts, just holding 2. Like I said, very light size. Only really wanted to risk like 150 bucks on this trade, and just locked in 150. So no lose trade at this point. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Suddenly Kevin's not. Yeah. That's great. That's great. Yo, let's go sellers. Let's go sellers. That's huge. That is huge. Keep going, man. Give me my money. Tell markets, give me my money. Money, money, money. Keep going, ES. Keep going, ES. It's a rich man's world. You guys already know. You know the vibes. You know how we catch trades here at market in the morning. Nvidia's dumping. Yo, we're going to get another leg here. You guys ready to fall off? Beautiful. No, Rich, you know it. I wish I traded ES for your great calls. Oh, man, dude. I know. What's gold doing? Gold's still giving us nothing. That's why we have multiple assets to trade. We're not looking to get caught up in shop. We're looking for multiple and different opportunities that the market provides for us. We are starting to find some weakness in selling down here. This was a very nice trade. I am considering getting out fully of my trade. VIX is flying though. VIX is flying. That gives me confirmation on the shorts. I will try my best to hold this last few contracts to be runners. And if it stops out, it stops out. I'm going to be moving my stop loss on these runners at 30 to 75.30 over here. So 75.30 is where my runners get stopped out. And if we continue, then guess what? I'm holding until down here, 7,500. So we're looking for a 45-point move on the S&P today. Nothing in gold. That's why we're leaving it alone. NASDAQ, keep dropping. Keep bringing the ES with you. Let's go, baby. Lower and lower. Huge. Huge, guys. Amazing. Amazing trade so far. Great, great market open. NQ's going. Yup, NQ's bringing us lower on ES. Ready? We're going to tick that low right here, right now. Boom. And then it just reverses. Nah, I'm just kidding. But let's see. Let's see. We're getting close. A lot of selling pressure. Nvidia's dumping. SpaceX dumping. Google's trying to hold. We are seeing some holds on equities right now. Be a little careful on that. Minute 40 left in this 5-minute. I want to try to let this 5-minute candle close. SpaceX dumping. Microsoft, Apple, and Google are holding up right now. So we want to be a little careful on that end. Nvidia dumping. SpaceX is dumping. Come on. Yes, break this 75.21. That'll give me confirmation and strength to hold. If not, I'll probably look to exit somewhere over here right now. Another drop on SpaceX, and there's that break on ES. Beautiful, guys. We're milking this runner right now. That's how you're supposed to trade. Let your winners win. Cut your losses short. Keep going, ES. Keep dropping. Another price level there at that 75.20. Beautiful. Trying to support it. I am considering exiting full position right here, but that selling pressure was extremely strong, so I don't want to cut the winner short just because of a small pullback. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you run that like button up. What other free live stream service is there that gives you banger trades like this? I'll wait. I'll wait, man. Huge. Yeah, I think I want to trail my stop down a little more to 22. I'm sorry, to 27. Before it was at 30. Now it's at 27. 15 seconds left. I'm not a big fan of this reaction. Just being patient. Oh, they're pulling some orders from the spread here, expecting a bit of a move on this candle close. Hourly's closing right here. 4 hours closing right here. It's a nice 4-hour rejection candle. Let's see if we can continue lower here. Get some momentum to the downside. Some more momentum, I should say. Nvidia's still moving lower. Microsoft's moving lower. Meta's moving lower. SpaceX is moving lower. We do have a passive buyer down here that we're trying to support off 75.20. Once we crack below 75.20, though, we should be golden for some continuation. We are near a low volume area on NASDAQ. I am considering just exiting here or full trade. This is a beautiful trade. I don't want to let this turn around on me another 5 points. But I do have my stop loss in place at 75.27. So again, if it stops me out above VWAP, then I'm stopped out. If it continues, then I'm in and letting this winner run. So I'm risking this little bit to make this extra bit. That's a nice risk reward if you ask me. But it does look like we're trying to pull back. Got to be so careful. I'm holding until late New York, setting my stop to break even. There you go, Sands. I'm glad you took that trade with me. NVIDIA is at a key level that it reversed from the other day too. But we just got to make a new low here on ES. We make new low of day here on ES with VIX back bullish. That's W's in the chat. Yo, I got you, bro. 100%. 100%. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Go ES, go ES, go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Guys, who's having fun today? That's some big W's in the chat, man. Who's having fun and making money today off of these beautiful shorts? Top ticking shorts on the ES here at Market in the Morning. Come on now. Come on now. NVIDIA's still weak. Equity's still weak. Thank you, John. I appreciate that, brother. Absolutely. I'm going to exit right here. I'm going to fully exit right here. We're starting to consolidate a little bit, and I was in for a very nice run on this trade. I do not want to be greedy and let it run back up here. I want to be able to lock it in. This is almost a 3-to-1 right there. I'm happy with that. I'm cool. I'm chilling. This was clean, man. This was very nice. W's, man. W's. We're locking in some wins today on Market in the Morning. That's how we start our week. That's how we do it. That's how we start our week. Possible pullback area on ES. So let's say you missed that short. You're looking for a new entry. There is another opportunity. We do pull back towards the 75.30 area. Look at how significantly low the volume is in this point. This is an imbalance. Markets hate imbalances. We pull back, we test it. That could be a short. Now, if we were using something like a Fibonacci tool, optimal trade entry, we'd be looking for a pullback all the way up to here, though, 61%. Our 50% falls right here, so we'll keep an eye. Look at that pullback. I'm very glad I got out for right now. Got out down here. I got out at, let's see, 75.20. First exit was 26. Second exit was 20. And entry was 45. So about 20 points on the ES, on the MES. Thank you. Got 0.5% profit. Appreciate. Yo, absolutely, bro. You got it. Good job. Good work. W's, W's, and W's, man. Guys, hit 50 likes. We're at 46 right now. Why are you guys slacking? We're slacking. We ain't macking. We're slacking. We made money today, man. What are we slacking for? Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's see, 32 to about 38. 32 to about 38. It's the area that I'm currently looking for on ES. What a pullback. More escalation headlines. And yet, more escalation headlines, and yet markets are trying to move higher off of the escalation headlines. These markets are very 50-50. U.S. deploying more aircrafts to Middle East amid Trump consideration of wider conflict with Iran. Right, that would be a more bearish headline. Waiting for Mel to come back. Tony, what do you mean waiting for Mel? Obviously, we will have Mel back. She was a great guest, but we just caught 20 points on ES. What more are you looking for, Tony? Me, myself, that actually was a 3-to-1. I'm looking at my entry criteria over here. Entered at 45. Stop loss was at 52. And take profit was at 20. So it was a very nice trade. Bro, either way, man, we're always setting you guys up for success here on Market. Market in the Morning. What a cool name. I came up with that name, guys. What a cool name, right? Market in the Morning, but it's MRKT. Small area of consolidation right here, which is what we're reacting to right now, but I am expecting price to try to break it. But let's see if we get this pullback first, get a new re-entry, and then take that re-entry to, again, make some more money off the MES today. Let's see, 30 to about 38. Low volume area. Just wait right there. Good work, guys. Great job today so far. Great analysis, great breakdowns. And guys, I can almost guarantee what gold's doing right now. It's probably still chopping. It was chopping. It just broke lower. But look at where we broke to, an area of support. Does that mean I want to go long right now on gold? Absolutely not. It means I want to wait. Right now, we're wicking into the zone. It does look like we're trying to hold. I'd be more interested in gold longs here than gold shorts, but I'd rather just wait. ES finding some selling pressure here after a trapped buyer. Some weakness in Apple. Looks like okay for a re-entry here with stop at that recent high. Look at the rejection off VWAP that we just had. I did not get a fill on that. That is a-okay. Nothing. Yeah, whole lot of nothing right here. Gold. Okay, gold is a bit more interesting now that we tapped. Look at that double wick touch into that area on gold. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's still moving higher, though. I wouldn't want to go long on gold while the dollar's still moving higher. Just waiting right now. Waiting on a trade entry. Bang, another drop lower. Oh my god, that's beautiful, man. What a nice short trade today. Yo, the yawns are back. We're out of the trade. We made our money. That's hilarious. NQ looks okay to try to dip lower. I'd stay patient. Don't chase these lows anymore. We're waiting for a pullback entry. We're not chasing lows. As much as obviously the sellers do have control of the market right now. Microsoft's pushing higher, Meta pushing higher. Google did just make a new high of day on that last 5-minute candle right over here. SpaceX still moving lower, trying to hold up. Apple still trying to move lower, but on this 5-minute, look at how it's trying to flip. So just stay patient. I am looking for a bit of a pullback here. Most profitable strategy is waiting. That's it. 100%. Fundamentals plus technicals equals higher probability trades. You know it. You absolutely know it. And we use those headlines to say, okay, that's a bit more of a bearish headline, right? If conflicts pick up, oil moves higher, higher oil prices we know leads to higher costs for big tech, costs for S&P companies, all these big companies, and then boom, what do? We get a reaction off of our technical level that we were waiting for. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Mohammed, Trump and his family are benefiting financially from all the situations, whether it's the Iran escalation or any other situation where they're even like buying signals. We went over that with Imre on Friday, how Trump Truth Social, they're saying that they're going to start charging $100,000 a month for access to early signals. Are we serious? Excuse me. Are we dead ass right now that the president is selling signals? Are we in that much? Is he going to sell a course next? Yo, imagine that, guys. A Trump course where he's like, listen, guys, if I say this specific word, it means markets are going to go higher. You want to just buy blindly and you'll make money. Like, I could see that happening. Yeah, man. Trump Discord chat. That's hilarious. See if we could find it. Trump selling. I mean, come on now. What other president can you look up? President Obama selling. Is it really going to say Bibles? Is it really going to say stocks, crypto, shoes, land in Alaska? What? So let's see. Trump selling signals. Crazy, bro. All right, markets are moving back lower again. I just want to pull that back up. ES continuing, NASDAQ continuing. Getting crazy selling pressure. I'm not selling these lows again, though. I'm cool with my exit. This really wouldn't have been that much more profit from my exit. I could have re-entered once we rejected here with a stop at this high, but I didn't, and that's okay. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I do think we're going to continue lower. Apple's getting ready to rip to the downside. There goes NASDAQ ripping lower too. NASDAQ is in a bit of an area of low volume. So again, just waiting to see us break through this zone. ES continuing lower. That's fantastic. Really great stuff. Trump signal group. Yeah, John, I'm not pulling that message on the screen, but unfortunately, the answer to that is yes, most likely, as long as it benefits them, right? No, I've been using markets since last October, learned a lot. That's awesome. That's great. That's what the tool's for. The tool's not just to give you insight, to give you trade setups, but to help you learn as a trader, learn as a person, right? You want to level up yourself every single day and use market for that. And don't forget, if you use Market TV. That's how you could watch these live streams. You could click Market TV, have it play, and then go over to your dashboard. Then it'll still be playing in the corner over here. You can make it smaller, larger, whatever you want. ES continuing lower. This is phenomenal. This is really nice. Let's see. I'm definitely considering a new short with stop loss at 26, but I'd want to see a pullback somewhere. Not American, but heard insider trading is illegal in US. Yeah, you would. Yeah, that is a law, but unfortunately, some people can just do whatever they want. John. Bro, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter who you support. What matters is right and wrong. I've been saying this since the whole Trump situation occurred, but there used to be a time where Democrat and Republican were adults. It's difference of opinion, difference of policy. That's okay. When Obama and Kane were debating, they were extremely friendly with each other. They hyped each other up almost. Hey, this is the person I'm debating against. He's doing a great job. This is my political view. And that's it. They kept emotions out of politics. It's how it should be, right? We're all adults. We should have the ability to have difference of opinion and also the ability to recognize the difference between right and wrong. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's just my quick little 2 cents on the whole situation, guys. It really is something. But my 2 cents on these markets, short. Gold continued lower. Glad we didn't just jump in random longs on gold. That's why I say too, to wait for price to give us that closure in your favor off of the zones versus just taking a random long position off of the first sign. ES, give me that pullback on ES, man. If it gives a strong enough pullback but still holds below 21, what I would look for is to use that 21 as a stop loss on a lower time frame. That's near our recent higher low. So I would want to look for that possibility of a pullback right in there. Price target. We could still look for the opening price. I'd still like to look for opening price level as a price target. So let's see. We're moving into that. Getting a headline right here too. Microsoft is rallying, Meta is rallying, Google's holding up trying to rally. Look at that reaction right to that level. I'm giving it a minute. I'm not taking it right now. But if we do make new low of day off of that, I will jump in some shorts with stop loss at this recent high right here. If not, then I am waiting for that 16 area one more time. Apple's selling off. That's a great sign right there. Nvidia's weak too. 5 seconds left here. Good job, guys. Good job today, everybody. Make sure you run the like button up if you haven't already. We're just near 50 right now. I want to hit 50 on the like scale. Here's a pullback. Testing that zone again. Microsoft is rallying. I'm not jumping in shorts right now. Give me a reaction. I'll try. Okay, it's trying to give us a reaction here. You can take it very light in size off and keep 21 as stop loss. Just looking for the momentum here to continue lower. And that recent higher low that we had to be stop loss. But if it stops out, like I said, very light size, not trying to force anything or make anything where there's not good continuation, but we are looking to just follow that trend. VIX has still been moving higher for the most part, so we do want to find some continuation. It does look like buyers are trying aggressively hard to get us near that 20 and 21 area. Be careful. It could stop hunt right up there. Nvidia is still weak. Apple still made a new low of day. Apple made a new low of day while Google is currently making a new high of day. There's a divergence in our equities right now. We want to be very careful. Want to see sellers come back in the playing field. NASDAQ did end up trying to hold this low volume area that we had mentioned and VWAP. So NASDAQ is coming near some major support, but still overall direction was to the downside. So that's why I took a new stab at these shorts, looking for that continuation to follow through. Nice. Good reaction so far. See if we want to have some follow through here. Beautiful. New low of day confirms this trend as well. Beautiful reaction so far. That was a great, quick little move right there. Look at that. Still trying to go there. Nvidia moving lower, Apple moving lower. Google did reject new high of day. That's a great sign. And bang, there goes ES, so close to new low of day. So close right there. It's about to hit it. And there it is, guys. There it is. That is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Let's just stay patient, see if we can get a bit more follow through. Nvidia is still dumping, Microsoft still pumping, Apple still dumping. So a little bit of a back and forth there in our charts. I will look to get out of just a couple. I went heavier in size on that because the stop loss was tighter. See if we get some follow through here to the downside. And then when we do make that new low, what will happen is we'll move our stop loss on this trade to this recent high that we made at 19. So it'll go from 21 to 19 now on our stop loss. Be adjusting stop loss now because we did make new low of day. There we go, ES, great follow through. Spread's getting a little wide, expecting volatility to kick in. Nvidia's dumping. That's a great sign for these shorts. Just be very careful here. We are wicking around. Microsoft is popping like it's hot right now. So that's definitely giving the ES a much harder time to continue lower. But the fact that NASDAQ is continuing week 2 is also another good sign. I do want to be very patient on this and see if we get a big run to the downside on ES here. Nvidia is still dumping. That's a good sign. Microsoft somewhat trying to reject. Google trying to push bearish on this current 5-minute. Bro, he sold. Yeah, he even sold meme coins. Trump was selling meme coins. Like, come on now. What are the, I don't remember Biden selling meme coins and rug pulling his voters. That'd be hilarious if Biden did that. Like, bro, that'd be a meme in itself. I'm looking to get out at new low of day on ES here. I don't like that we're struggling to continue lower. Give it a moment. I will get out of a few contracts, new low of day, and then hold a few if we can continue. Nvidia is still weak. Apple still weak. SpaceX is weak. Bang right to that take profit hit. Love to see it going to hold, keeping stop loss at 19 now. Fantastic, amazing. That's how we do things, guys. 2 for 2. 2 for Tuesdays. 2 for Tuesdays. But yeah, Biden's a meme creator, bro. 100%. Let's go 2 for Tuesdays, man. Nvidia's still weak. Microsoft rejecting. That's great. Google rejecting. Let's just keep dumping right here. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Keep dropping like we're hot, ES. Keep dropping like we're hot. Let's have a fire sale in the markets today. Beautiful. Beautiful. Big seller at these lows. I want to see some follow through. No follow through, and I'm getting out. There we go, guys. There we go, guys. Yo, W's in the chat, man. We're making it rain in market in the morning today. You already know the vibes. You already know the trend. We stay with it, man. We stay with it. I am going to exit here. There's no reason to hold. When you're confident, when you're excited about profits, when you do well, when you're screenshotting profits, that's when you know I got to close out. So, guys, amazing job there. Killer market in the morning today. You guys already know how we do. You guys already know, baby. We probably will continue here, right? I stopped out. I was confident. I was happy with the profits. Got to be okay with that, right? It's good to let winners run. Could have probably done that, but that was W's in the chat. Round of applause. Thank you for the win today. You already know, man. You already know. 2 for Monday. You already know. Wins, W's for Kevin. Guys, we bang that out of the water today. That is how we take the market on. And guys, again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of those pre-market plans. We had this area of interest. It was a support area. We broke it Friday. We did not test it. It took till Monday for us to test and reject it. I was patient for that to happen. We capitalized big on that. That is beautiful. Well done. Very well done. Guys, give yourself a round of applause if you caught that as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining the Market Moon streams. I hope I can bring you guys the best of information, the best of education, and also some profitable trades on our way. Again, follow me on social media, guys. It's Trading with Kev on Instagram. But beautiful, bro. Beautiful, beautiful markets, man. It might even continue lower from here. Nvidia still dumping. Meta finally turned back to the downside. Apple still bearish. SpaceX still bearish. Looks okay, man. This was a fantastic job. Locked in my account with big profits. Yo, let's go, bro. Let's go, man. Amazing. Amazing. Great work today, everybody. Great entry, great re-entry, great patience, phenomenal execution, and good locking in profits. Thanks for the win, Kevin. I can go to bed with a smile. Oh, that's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like. Yes, sir. Guys, go to bed with a smile. Cheesing. We're enjoying it. We're making money in markets. We're understanding markets. We're not forcing markets. That's it. We have our levels from our pre-market, from our higher time frame, our top-down analysis. Even Mel does her top-down analysis. Every good trader does a top-down analysis, and I'm happy to help teach you guys, show you guys how it's done, teach you guys my entire trading strategy. I myself, everybody has some type of course or system or whatever. I'm in the process of creating what I'm calling my Masterclass 2.0. I've done one in the past. I'm putting one out. I just started. The first session was this past Saturday. It's going to be every Saturday for the next 7 weeks. If you're interested in that, shoot me a message on Instagram, and I'll help get you set up with it. But guys, have good foundation in how you do your analysis. Understand your fundamentals with market, and wait for your zones and wait for confirmation. Remember, guys, our short setup up here, it wasn't just a rejection of highs. It was a few confirmations. We rejected pre-market high. We had a higher time frame support turned into resistance. We had VIX at a support level. Now, when VIX is at support, we look for VIX to move higher. So we're going to look for ES to move lower. We had confirmation on confirmation with this. Low volume. I mean, so much. We were range bound. Everything. This was a beautiful, high probability, high confluence trade setup up here that played amazing. And that's what we want to look for every day. And if markets don't present it, then we can't force anything. But guys, if you learned something, I do hope you enjoyed. Make sure you smash the like button. We're chilling around 51 today. It's not 100, but I ain't complaining. It is what it is. We made some money. We had a great session. And I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. I don't believe we have Nalab this week. Nalab is traveling. So, guys, you're going to get a whole lot of Kevin this week. I hope you're excited. Show up every day. We're going to make some money and do the same thing. We're going to have a killer week, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone.